The crowd roars, we're taking over. Black and silver, it's a war zone. Max and Wilkins, the bulldozers, smashing through, no place like home. Max's eyes full of rage from his prey. Wilkins right beside, they're putting on display. No mercy, opponents getting flayed. Under the lights, it's our night, they get slaves. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no game, it's attack. Wilkins in line, defense stacked. Silver and black, we smash the lines. Max with the tackle, it's crunch time. Wilkins brings heat, it's showtime. Opponents fear when Raiders climb. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no myth, it's legit grind. Blood and sweat, defense refined. Max is a beast, Wilkins the spine. Every play, another headline. Hear the roar, it's the Raiders' creed. Black and silver, take the lead. No mercy here, no retreat. Opponents fall, they concede. Max in the trenches, relentless force. Wilkins bulldozers, no remorse. Crowd roars, we're taking over. Black and silver, it's a war zone. Max and Wilkins, the bulldozers, smashing through, no place like home. Max's eyes full of rage from his prey. Wilkins right beside, they're putting on display. No mercy, opponents getting flayed. Under the lights, it's our night, they get slaves. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no game, it's attack. Wilkins in line, defense stacked. Silver and black, we smash the lines. Max with the tackle, it's crunch time. Wilkins brings heat, it's showtime. Opponents fear when Raiders climb. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no myth, it's legit grind. Blood and sweat, defense refined. Max is a beast, Wilkins the spine. Every play, another headline. Hear the roar, it's the Raiders' creed. Black and silver, take the lead. No mercy here, no retreat. Opponents fall, they concede. Max in the trenches, relentless force. Wilkins bulldozers, no remorse. The crowd roars, we're taking over. Black and silver, it's a war zone. Max and Wilkins, the bulldozers, smashing through, no place like home. Max's eyes full of rage from his prey. Wilkins right beside, they're putting on display. No mercy, opponents getting flayed. Under the lights, it's our night, they get slaves. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no game, it's attack. Wilkins in line, defense stacked. Silver and black, we smash the lines. Max with the tackle, it's crunch time. Wilkins brings heat, it's showtime. Opponents fear when Raiders climb. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no myth, it's legit grind. Blood and sweat, defense refined. Max is a beast, Wilkins the spine. Every play, another headline. Hear the roar, it's the Raiders' creed. Black and silver, take the lead. No mercy here, no retreat. Opponents fall, they concede. Max in the trenches, relentless force. Wilkins bulldozers, no remorse. The crowd roars, we're taking over. Black and silver, it's a war zone. Max and Wilkins, the bulldozers, smashing through, no place like home. Max's eyes full of rage on his prey. Wilkins right beside, they putting on display. No mercy, opponents getting flayed. Under the lights, it's our night, they get slaves. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no game, it's attack. Wilkins in line, defense stack. Silver and black, we smash the lines. Max with the tackle, it's crunch time. Wilkins brings heat, it's showtime. Opponents feel when Raiders climb. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no myth, it's legit grind. Blood and sweat, defense refined. Max is a beast, Wilkins the spine. Every play, another headline. Hear the roar, it's the Raiders' creed. Black and silver, take the lead. No mercy here, no retreat. Opponents fall, they concede. Max in the trenches, relentless force. Wilkins bulldozers, no remorse. Crowd roars, we're taking over. Black and silver, it's a war zone. Max and Wilkins, the bulldozers, smashing through, no place like home. Max's eyes full of rage on his prey. Wilkins right beside, they putting on display. No mercy, opponents getting flayed. Under the lights, it's our night, they get slaves. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no game, it's attack. Wilkins in line, defense stack. Silver and black, we smash the lines. Max with the tackle, it's crunch time. Wilkins brings heat, it's showtime. Opponents feel when Raiders climb. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no myth, it's legit grind. Blood and sweat, defense refined. Max is a beast, Wilkins the spine. Every play, another headline. Hear the roar, it's the Raiders' creed. Black and silver, take the lead. No mercy here, no retreat. Opponents fall, they concede. Max in the trenches, relentless force. Wilkins bulldozers, no remorse. Crowd roars, we're taking over. Black and silver, it's a war zone. Max and Wilkins, the bulldozers, smashing through, no place like home. Max's eyes full of rage on his prey. Wilkins right beside, they putting on display. No mercy, opponents getting flayed. Under the lights, it's our night, they get slaves. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no game, it's attack. Wilkins in line, defense stack. Silver and black, we smash the lines. Max with the tackle, it's crunch time. Wilkins brings heat, it's showtime. Opponents feel when Raiders climb. We raid the field, ain't looking back. Max on the sack, opponents crack. This ain't no myth, it's legit grind. Blood and sweat, defense refined. Max is a beast, Wilkins the spine. Every play, another headline. Hear the roar, it's the Raiders' creed. Black and silver, take the lead. No mercy here, no retreat. Opponents fall, they concede. Max in the trenches, relentless force. Wilkins bulldozers, no remorse.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Raider Nation, stand up.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is the deal, Raider Nation, man? Happy hump day. You know what it is. It's Wednesday. Throw up the dub for the Wednesday. You feel me? Welcome to another episode of Raider Sunrise Live with yours truly, Lunatic Raider, right here on Raiders Allegiance, man. We got a bomb-ass show for you today. We got a show for y'all today. A lot of people wondering about what is the wide zone offense that we're going to be running. And I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to show you what the offense consists of and show you exactly the important points of the offense to make this offense successful, from the quarterback to the running back to the offensive line and to the targets. But we're gonna break it down for y'all, man, one time. Good ass show, man. I've been putting this shit together. There wasn't no show yesterday because there's so much in-depth information I needed to accumulate for you to be able to present it to you guys so you can get a better understanding. And then I can break down the quarterback position as far as what type of quarterback is best suited for this offense and can just any quarterback do it. Then we got to look at the most important part of the offense that makes this offense do what it do. And then also by going first important, second important, third important in the offense. We're going to get into it, man. We're going to dive deep. Salute to the motherfucking world's most dangerous chat. You know what it is. Fucking with your boy Lunatic, man. I appreciate y'all. We're going to dive into it, man. Bomb ass show today. So without further delay, let's roll into it, shall we? Let's go. Shout out to Robert Pena in the building, man. Salute to you with the Ray motherfucking Durs. I know I'm probably going to get hit with that.
You can't get monetized because you used the F word too early.
I don't give a fuck. Oh, I said it again. Shout out to Mike G, man, in the building, man. Salute to you. Raider Goon in the Goon Squad in the building. Let's go, man. They ain't knowing. They gonna find out, though, the hard way. Yes, indeed. Eugene, pow, right in the motherfucking kisser. Salute to you, my brother, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. It's a pleasure to have you here. Yes, indeed. Brian Rodriguez, what it do, man? Good morning to you. Top of the AM. Hope all is well. Lawrence E is my guy in the building. Salute, man. Thank you for pulling up. Raider Syndicate is in the house. Yes, indeed. Dark, what it do, man? Good to see you, man. Billy Davis, what it is? Salute to you, my brother, man. Top of the AM. Motherfucking freight motherfucking train. Hey, 6 a.m, police at my door. The iced tea look-alike. Now, let me quit. My dude, man, salute to you. I hope all is well, my brother, for real. Appreciate your presence, you know what I mean? Wild Turkey, what it do, man? Salute to you as well. Yes, indeed, man. We got Mike G, that's 100 inches on soft. Yes, indeed, man. Salute, man. Appreciate you, man. For real, for real. Let me see who else we got up in this Mickey Ficky. Navy Vet, what it do, man? The dude with the killer green. You feel me? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Salute to you. Lawrence E in the building. Yes, indeed. Let's keep this train going. You feel me? Freight train, that is. Hey, let's go. Tony Sheffer, what it do, man? Salute to you. Top of the AM. Good to have you here. Yes, indeed, man. Let me keep scrolling down. My 2 cents, what it do? Salute to you, my brother, man. Top of the AM. Happy Wednesday, man. Hope all is well with you and yours. Yes, indeed, for real. We got Wild Turkey in the building. You feel me? I had to get the sound effect in there. So now with everybody shouting out with the You already know what to do about this time. The Raider. Keep running it until you run out of breath. I'm gonna let AP. Yes, sir. Ain't nothing like it. Silver and black all day, every day, even on your birthday. You feel me? With your boy Lunatic Raider, man. We about to do this shit. Let's step into where we comfortable at, and that's the motherfucking content. All right. Like I showed you in the thumbnail, it's Raider Sunrise Live with Lunatic Raider, and today's topic, the scale of truth. We're gonna bust it down. We're gonna look at the offense, what it's predicated on, how it was developed. We're gonna look at a couple of plays to see exactly, to get an idea. I told y'all, and let's go ahead and get into it. I told you guys, my concern is not really the quarterback. Quarterback is gonna be the part of the equation, but the most important thing of this offense is the offensive line. How fast do they build chemistry and have a cohesiveness when it comes to this wide zone blocking scheme, right? The whole idea is they want to make defenses have to use the whole field. Beautiful offense, especially for the run game. I would not be surprised if our running game is top 5 this year. And yes, I said it, top motherfucking 5. With Zamir White, we're going to break it down exactly what Zamir White has to do in this offense to be there, but it is the ability for us to be top 5. The run game is there. The potential is there. But it's a couple of things that has to fall in line. But like I said, we have a reshuffled offensive line, so therefore the chemistry of those guys on that 5, how quick does it take for them to go ahead and develop that chemistry where they can move? Remember, I told you guys, they have to move as one. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. Visuals. So we're going to get into the content, man. I got Hondo Carpenter. He discussed a little bit of the offensive line in this wide zone blocking scheme. And exactly giving you examples of the players that we are set to have start on the offensive line, what their jobs would be in certain situations. So he's going to give a good breakdown. We're going to go by it step by step. Then we're going to get into actually play calls and exactly the responsibility of the lineman as well as the quarterback and the running back. Then we're going to get into a little bit deeper and show you these players on other teams that run wide blocking schemes, what they're responsible for. So those that don't know about the wide blocking scheme, we're going to break it down to you in layman's terms, and you'll be able to better understand once I'm done with this episode. But hey, thank y'all for pulling up. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, share the video, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of all the content that I release, even breaking news. So let's go ahead and dive into it, man. Yes, indeed. We're going to start off with Hondo Carpenter breaking down the offensive line and the responsibilities of certain individuals that is projected to be starters on this roster this season. So without further delay, let's go ahead and jump into the wide zone blocking scheme. Let's go.
When you're attacking the entire field, you now force them to not be able to load the box. They can still load it some, but nowhere near like you've seen the last several years. And so now you got 2 big tight ends. You're in a 12 package, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. You got 2 receivers on the field. Spread out. Maybe sometimes you got them in 2. Maybe you got them in 2 with Michael Mayer close and Bowers on the outside. Almost in an X or a Y. Yeah, even a Y. Whatever. Now you're spreading them out because you're using the whole field.
And that's the whole premise of using the whole field. You want to thin out the defense to make them guard every inch of turf that's out there. But before I continue on, I forgot one thing. Saluting the chat, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for your support. We're still continuing to grow. We're on our way to 1,800. Like I said, 2,000 jersey giveaways. Two custom jerseys will be given away to 2 lucky subscribers of this channel. Hopefully we get there before the season start. But if not, hey, I'm fine with it. I'll still rock with y'all. You feel me? So without further delay, without you, there's no me. And without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation. That's the motherfucking Raider Nation. Salute to y'all, man, for making this engine go. Salute. Yes, sir. But yeah, like Hondo was saying, the premise of this offense is to use the whole field. If you could sprint them out thin, there's going to be a whole bigger pockets for tight ends and whatnot to go ahead and find and sit in, and bam. That's where the accuracy comes in for Aiden O'Connell. Like I said, there's pros and cons for AOC as well as Minshew in this defense, and I'm going to break it down to you. The pros for Aiden O'Connell is his accuracy and be able to go through his reads, because he's going to have to get rid of that ball. Especially, and I told you in the first few games, because I doubt the chemistry of the offensive line is going to be there. And after week 1, after week 2, after week 3, I say about 4. Usually, the reason why I say 4, as a former gambler on sports, which I tend to do every now and then, but not like I did back in the day, bro, for real. I was not comfortable on betting on the NFL until after week 4. I want to be able to let the league settle down so you can see who's the contenders and who the pretenders. They might come out the gate and go 2-0. Ooh, that's the hot team. Next thing you know, they lose the next 3. You know what I mean? So I like to let teams go through the first 4 weeks of the schedule to kind of sift through the contenders and the pretenders of the NFL, and then that way the later 3 quarters of the season you'll get a better projection of what teams who they truly are, their real identity. So that's why I say the same thing, because a lot of teams have to settle as far as develop chemistry. Some might not even develop chemistry there might be, you know what I mean, they think they put together a good team, but some position groups might not pan out the way they assume, such as McDaniels and Ziegler thinking, okay, our quarterback group is solid. It wasn't. It wasn't. You know what I mean? Our defense wasn't even hitting, because sometimes the man in charge wants things ran a certain way and might not be the right way to run it. Patrick Graham under McDaniels and Ziegler. That defense didn't look good. Once they were gone and removed and AP took over, and AP said, pin your ears back, get after the quarterback. That is exactly what this team was built to do. The talent we have on this team on defense is the talent you need to get after the quarterback. And now we just bulk that up by adding Wilkins and going into the draft, getting certain individuals that fit smoothly in this scheme with Patrick Graham, man, which I can't wait to see this unfold. I can't wait to see the final 11 on defense on that field. Corners, safeties, linebackers, offensive or defensive line. We got us an idea of what it could be, but the depth of it and the rotation that we want to use is there at our disposal. So I expect this defense to be way better. And that's listen to what I'm saying. Way better than last year. And we were not that bad last year. We were good last year. We started finding our own. You know what I mean? Finding who are we? What is our identity on defense? And we were figuring that out. And I look forward to year 3 in the same system, but in a system that allows you to be aggressive and to go after quarterbacks. We have the clientele to do that shit. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and dive in a little deeper. once again, we have Hondo Carpenter. He's going to break it down and give you an example of what offensive linemen and who is in certain situations, what their responsibility is. I just want to break it down to you guys to show you it's not really complex, but it's more of getting the reps in to work in unison. The offensive line, like I said, have to move as one. Doesn't matter how good individually. Once again, I'm going to reiterate. I told you this before. The machine as a whole, all these parts together is better, is greater than the sum of each part. Each individual player ain't shit compared to what it's going to be together as one. But it's going to take reps. It's going to take mistakes, especially when you got a rookie at left guard on this offensive line and two new starters on the right side at guard and tackle. Center, left tackle, still the same. Starters from last year. It's been reshuffled. So now they have those guys in those positions now on this offensive line must work together. And it's still not given that all these guys on the offensive line are going to be the starters. Somebody might get beat out in camp. Somebody that's second team might beat the guy that right now is penciled in as first team. But you got to let the process happen. To me, I don't care who starts. Put the right guy in there. Who is the right guy to make sure that we are at our full potential? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So, with that being said, man, we're going to get into Hondo's going to give you an example in this wide zone blocking scheme, what the responsibility of certain players are in here and what are the different decisions that can be made off of it. So let's continue on. He's going to talk about Colton Miller at the left tackle spot and what his position is in his role in the wide zone blocking scheme. Let's get it.
So let me give you another example. You're Colton Miller, and they know that the ball's going to come to your side of the field, and it's a zone. Whereas in other attacks, you may have to take that defensive end to the left. There's going to be a lot of times you can let him pick where he's going to go, and you just follow his block. So then the running back, so if I'm Colton and you're the defensive lineman, and you decide to go off my shoulder on a bull rush, all I'm going to do is ride you. And when Zeus sees it, he knows I'm going off the inside hip. Why? Because Colton's turned the defender. Now, let's assume Colton turns the defender. And let's assume that JPJ's guy goes to the shoulder, trying to fill that. So now you got two guys going that direction. Then he knows I'm going to go to the inside of JPJ. Now, maybe a wide receiver comes over to help Colton, nails this guy in the end, and he decides to go off to the sideline. Either way, you're looking for opportunities to use all of it. You're not just married to a gap.
Now see his breakdown. Now let me show you exactly what he's saying in the run game. Now, I love this offense. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love the concept and what they're trying to do, and I love going back watching the film of those teams, such as the Cleveland Browns have ran it before. Minnesota Vikings have ran it before. Niners are similar, but it's not a wide zone offense. You know what I mean? But concepts are there. The beauty of this is whatever the defense do defensively coming in, we don't care. We can either like our offensive lineman can guide you the direction we want you to go, or the direction that you intend to go, the defender, we can still run plays off of that with the blocking to be able to open up gaps for the running back. This is a beautiful scheme for the running game. A lot of teams that run this usually are top 10. And yes, I said it, top 10 in rushing in the league because of the flexibility it gives the running back. Now, when I mean flexibility for the running back, let me give you an example. Let me break it down to what exactly Zamir is going to be asked to do in this offense. in this offense, it's going to be up to him to be able to recognize the blocking and to make the right decision. So now it comes down to vision. But the thing that I noticed Zamir did last year, they kind of implemented it where they slowed him down once he got the ball. Slow down, observe what's going on with your blocking, and whatever direction they take the defender, you go off the hip of that offensive lineman. Whether it's Colton Miller, whether it's Bowers, whether it's Michael Mayer, whether it's Thayer Month, whoever is wherever. Whatever they're doing, you go off the direction that if Colton Miller's taking the guy inside this way, running back goes this way. If the defender wants to go to the outside, then the running back can come off my hip going behind me because he know I got it sealed off. It's up to the running back. So Zamir's main focal point is to pay attention to the blocking of the lineman and then go off of that. Now you're going to have times where you might have two double teams at one time. And we're going to see film of that exactly. But when you got two offensive linemen double teaming a defensive player, you're guaranteed to seal it off. And we talk about, for instance, say, and sometimes you'll pull the center off to be blocking to the left or to the right. Same with the guards. The guards will pull. This is why it's very important that the offensive line develop that cohesiveness, because if they don't move as a unit, you're going to make a mistake and somebody's going to get in the backfield. That is my only main concern with Aiden O'Connell not being as mobile. Now, I'm not saying he's not mobile. I'm saying as mobile as we would like him to, because the learning curve at the beginning of the season, like I said, I say the first 4 games before they start developing that chemistry, every mistake made is a mistake that can lead to us getting a fumble, strip fumble, sack, all that shit, because I don't think Aiden O'Connell is going to get away from the way these defensive ends and tackles are athletically built these days. You know what I mean? And these teams are drafting and signing to make sure we can get after the quarterback. That's the whole thing, because there's more nowadays. If you look at the whole layout of the NFL right now, there's more mobile quarterbacks than there is quarterbacks that like to sit in the pocket. That's just the fact of the matter. Your top tier teams all have mobile quarterbacks that can use their, I'm not saying they're the fastest, but they use their legs to, extend plays and make things happen, because sometimes the offensive line might have you're only as strong as your weakest link. There might be a weak link and I'm not saying through the whole season, but that weak link can change during plays. You know what I mean? Like your weak link in this play, maybe the left guard made a fatal error and boom, his guy gets into the backfield. Maybe the next play it's the right tackle who makes the mental error and the defensive end gets into the backfield. That's my concern when the whole offensive line is not on the same page. And when you got a new offensive coordinator, you have a reshuffled offensive line. You feel me? It's not, and you got a new offensive line coach. Is not, the consistency is not there. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to have to bump your head a few times to learn, when I come through this doorway to duck, I don't want to bump my head no more. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So you got to ride the wave as far as the mistakes and learn from it, adjust, and make sure it doesn't happen again. That's why I'm giving them about the first 4 games to go ahead and make these mistakes and start developing. If we start noticing in week 2, 3, 4, they're getting better, we can exhale. We can exhale like Whitney Houston. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Whitney. But yeah, that is a big key in this damn offense. But I love the concept and I love what it's going to provide us to do. Now let's continue on. That was that's Hondo giving you an example of what Colton Miller would be expected to do or can do in a certain scenario of a play call. Now we're going to go ahead and go into JPJ. here's a scenario with him at left guard, his responsibility and what he provides and what he needs to do for this offense to go ahead and develop that chemistry. Let's get into the content. Right.
Let's say that they want to go to and do something on Thayer Mumford, who's the right tackle side. Let's say that the ball is lined up to the boundary side. Now, picture the field, the ball. You can have the ball in the middle or on the 2 hash marks. If a ball is on the hash mark, whatever side is closest to the sideline is called the boundary. Whatever side is widest is called the field. So let's assume the Raiders are lined up. It's 1st and 10 at their own 40 with the ball sitting on the left hash mark. Okay? All of a sudden now, they play off of that. And they pull JPJ from the left to the right, bringing him around to make that wide attack. Well, you got to be able to put your foot in the ground, pull, and go down the line. So you may not be running a 40-yard dash, but you're not only going 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, you may be going 18 yards, 15 yards. And in some rare cases, you're going to see that with tackles as well. And so you're wanting the athletic offensive line. You still got to have big. You still got to have strong, but they've got to be able to move. A lot of it's built on leverage.
All right. See how you break it down. You might have times when JPJ goes from left guard and pulls all the way to the right. And I'm going to show you examples of that in a minute. But right now, I'm going through the verbiage of Hondo explaining it to you. Then I'm going to show you visualize of seeing exactly how that works. Now, that's why it's very important that this offensive line develop chemistry, because they're going to have to. This is a situation where you're going to have to work in unison. Can't one man be the weak link? One weak link can fuck the playoff. And that's why I say it's very important that this is my fear with Aiden O'Connell not being as mobile as most back there if the offensive line doesn't hold up. And they're going to bump like I said, they're going to bump their heads a few times with trying to develop that. Now, with that being said, it depends on the intellect and how fast each individual player on the offensive line can grasp this. Now, last year, they did do zone a few times. Wide zone, I don't know for certain if our offensive line was in that kind of situation last year in wide zone. But they probably did run some type of form of zone, which putting them in a situation of understanding that we got to move as one. But the wide zone, yeah, that's in the run game. Pass game, I'm going to show you exactly my other concerns with AOC in there. But I'm not saying that AOC cannot run this offense. The way this offense is built, you can still be successful with different attributes that quarterbacks bring. That's different. Maybe he's mobile, but he's accurate. Maybe this other guy is more mobile and more accurate on the rollout or the run. You can utilize that into the offense. But I'm going to get to that point in a minute. Right now, I'm giving you an example of each guy on the line as far as in this type of zone blocking scheme, what is expected of them and what they must do. Just to give you an understanding that, okay, Lunatic is right. They got to move as one. If somebody's not in the group moving and doing what they're supposed to, it's going to crumble like that. It's going to crumble like that. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of reps you need to take. Hopefully in camp, they get it solidified. I hope whoever the starting 5 is, they have the reps together, not individually, which that is included as well. Individual reps, that's beautiful, but it's more of an issue with doing it together with the other guys, because this is who you're going to have to move with. You know, it's kind of like, I'll give you an example. It's not 5 guys, but just imagine a man and a woman in ballroom dancing. They must move together. They must move together. They don't have to do the same move, but they got to move together to make it flow. Flow like water. Shout out to Bruce Lee, rest in peace. Like water. You must flow like water. You feel me? So that's the one main aspect of this offense. But once they get this shit down, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get excited after this shit. Let's keep it going, y'all. So next up, Hondo's gonna break down what we're gonna look at. So we did Colton Miller. Now we're gonna get into damn, did I do that one already? Or the one? Let's see, Colton Miller in wide zone, JPJ. Okay, this one, Hondo explains a certain situation with Miller and JPJ in this offense, them coming off the left side from tackle and guard. Hey, he got some good shit, bruh. Hey, let's go.
So let's say the defense calls a play. Let's say that the running play is designed to go to Colton's outside. But let's say they're heavy there. They bring a safety down. They're anticipating that. Colton rides his guy. JPJ takes his to the inside. Bam, you're in and you're off to the races. And then once you get through the gap, then it's not just an uphill acceleration. Again, it's a zone. So you're coming through my gap. Now I'm looking to where I'm going to go.
Exactly. So see, now he's breaking it down to let you know what they got to look for. That's why I said they got to move in unison. Is the offensive line is the most important group in this offense, in my eyes. Some may say the quarterback, some may say the run game, but it all comes off of the offensive line. That's what I focus on, and I'm seeing that, okay, in order for AOC to be successful, it starts with the offensive line. In order for Zamir White to be successful, it all starts with the offensive line, which that's in pretty much everything. But in a blocking scheme such as this, it's whatever the offensive line does that dictates to the run game and to the quarterback what to do. Because if somebody fails on that O-line, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You feel me? You're going to get got. And you don't know which offensive lineman, because you figure there's going to be times that we do double team defenders. But if one of those double team personnel does not make the right move at the right time to complete that double play, you're leaving a defender with an offensive lineman going one-on-one. One acts and the other one reacts. You feel me? So it's a thin line between love and hate. You know what I mean? There's a thin line between loving the play and hating the play, depending on if everybody does their assignment correctly. So that's another thing that you got to add into it. It's not complex, but it's all about timing. Exactly. It's timing. You know what I mean? So let's continue on further as Hano explains more. He's going to talk about the run game in the zone, the wide zone blocking scheme. Let's go.
What you're going to see now is Luke Getsy says, okay, we want to attack here. We're going to call the play there. But hey, Zamir, once you get to the first level, then it's a choose your own adventure. Then you got to read. So vision is incredibly important now in a zone. I'm not saying it's not important in the others. Obviously, you've seen some really good guys coming out of an I formation who make a cut. But when it's a zone, you're constantly picking your way through. And so this is what the wide zone offense is predicated on. This is what the wide zone offense operates on. This is why it's so important to not just have any offensive lineman.
And once again, I reiterate, you can't just have any offensive lineman out there. The moves that the Raiders made to assemble this offensive line all predicated on athleticism. To me, footwork. Your footwork got to be on point. They say JPJ athletically and in footwork, there. Colton Miller, hey, believe it or not, as big as he is, athletically, footwork, there. This is a perfect blocking scheme for Andre 3000. No, let me quit. Not Andre 3000. You'd be out there with a flute and hiking the ball. But no, this is the perfect offense for him because he's 300 even. He's not the biggest dude, but athletically, movement-wise, he can move. Then you got Mumford. Same thing I hear about. He can move, athletic. They're putting together the offensive line they're putting together, and then the beauty of it is they're all homegrown. These are all our guys that we done drafted or signed as undrafteds on this team. These are Raiders. We didn't get them from another team as a free agent. We didn't trade for them. They are our guys that we chose, and we just had to figure out what suits them best. Shout out to AP. Shout out to the offensive line coach and Telesco going out there and getting guys that fit what we're trying to do, that are Raiders. JPJ, look at him. Jackson Powers Johnson. The mentality, the who he is a Raider. But yet he still gives us his physical ability that fits what we're trying to do on the offensive line. Now I understand what AP is telling Telesco. Go get me Raiders, but go get me Raiders who can also play the part. And I'm like, to go out there and really scour out the college teams and the college bowl games and the senior bowls and the shrine game. You know what I mean? To go out there and scour the country for players, for guys that, and then here's a beautiful thing. And I just heard this recently. Last night I was at work and I was listening to The Rush with Howie Long talking to Max Crosby. And the thing that I noticed, and then this is how I know AP knows the history of the Raiders. As far as him going ahead and duplicating the culture of the Raiders, he knows what it is. Why? Because exactly what he's doing is exactly what Howie Long and them was explaining to Max Crosby how it used to be. That's how I know they're on one accord. They're on the same fucking plane. And this is what I'm gonna give you an example. So Howie Long is on The Rush. For those that don't know, that's Max Crosby's podcast. If you have not done so, please go to The Rush, subscribe to the channel. Max Crosby is hitting us with former Raiders, current Raiders, and giving us a lot of intel from within the Shield. You feel me? So Howie Long is on there talking. Max Crosby asked him, what was it? And I love the fact that Max Crosby was picking his brain, because I can tell it was not just the fact that Max Crosby wanted the information on how the Raiders used to do it. I think he was trying to get information on how he can carry that over to the Raiders now. That's what I would do. I'm picking the brains of OGs, like, well, and I've done this hood-wise. You know what I mean? Not on football fields, but on some hood shit. Like, back in the day, how y'all used to get down. What was it that y'all had? You know, how did you have the unity? And they break it down to me. And I would ask, well, how can we pass this on to these young cats? And he'd tell me, Baba, you got to do it like this. So this is how I'm seeing the conversation between Howie Long and Max Crosby doing the same shit, but football. Max Crosby is asking, well, how did you guys orchestrate y'all defense to do what y'all did back in the day? And this is what Howie Long said. This is how I know AP is a student of the game. He's been a Raider fan. He understands exactly what it is that Howie Long said to Max Crosby. He told him, because they asked him, or Max Crosby had asked about Al Davis. He said Al Davis was the smartest coach he has been around. I mean, he knew football. And the one thing that he did was, it didn't matter where you were from. You could be from Boston. You could be from Louisiana, going to LSU. You could be from here, from there. That did not matter. It didn't matter. Come to the Raiders and play, but be who you are. And that's exactly what is being reiterated by AP to this group of defenders. But it's not just the defense, it's the offense as well. AP is telling them, be yourself. That's exactly what Howie Long said. Al Davis ran the team. So, of course, AP knows what the Raider culture is. He's doing the same shit. So I'm looking at it like, okay, so Max is asking Howie Long, how did y'all get down back in the day? Like, the defense, how was y'all so dominant back then? What was it? Was it something Al Davis did? Was it this? Was it that? And Howie Long continues to break it down to him and let him know Al Davis allowed them to be who they are, just as long as they come out there and give it they all. And that's exactly what AP is doing. He's letting these guys be who they are. I hear players like Minshew. I love the fact that I come here and I could be me. Now AP is allowing you to be in a comfort zone. When you're comfortable, now you love the game. You love to get out there and learn and go ahead and perfect your craft. It's not a job no more. Excuse me. It's not a job no more. It is football like back when you were in fucking junior high and grade school. It's Pop Warner football to you again. Can you remember any of you guys that ever played football? There was no better time playing football than in Pop Warner, because you had fun. You was with your friends. You went out there and like, oh, I'm about to score today. I'm you know what I mean? You, with your friends, you like giving each other goals. Oh yeah, I'm about to get me a sack today. Oh, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that today. I remember that as a kid. From Pop Warner going to high school, playing the game you love. The shit you used to watch football on Sundays, and I'm talking about in the fall when football kicked off in high school and in junior high and grade, whatever age it was, you played football, and there were certain players you would watch and be like, especially if it was your position. I used to do it. Watch different players at my position to go ahead and be like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that when I go to practice Monday. You feel me? But it brought that joy back to allow you to be you. You don't have to be with your asshole clenched. You know what I mean? With McDaniels there, like just stern and no fun. AP brought the fun back in the football. The grown man fun, though, where you get to sit in the locker room with cigars and celebrate your wins. Because we all, as kids that played football, we celebrated our wins. It wasn't no celebration. We got a game next week. Robot. Yes, coach. Nah, AP, fuck that. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy this win. And let's do it again next week. And they love this shit. They love this shit. This is the chord, and it ain't A minor. That's the chord. It ain't that chord. The chord that fucking AP done touch these guys on is, bruh, have fun doing what it is that you love doing. Once a coach comes in and just takes all the air out the room, you can't breathe. You're under a microscope. That ain't fun. That's like being at a job and you got motherfuckers micromanaging you over your shoulder. The fuck you over my shoulder for? to make sure you're doing your job. Motherfucker, if you did not think I could do my job, why excuse me, why in the fuck am I here? That's just, it's irritating. You can't do your job with a motherfucker over your shoulder. And you gotta worry about what the fuck he about to observe and say. If you don't go sit your motherfucking ass talking to McDaniel, now I can understand what kind of meeting they had when they all met last year before they got rid of McDaniels. I bet you motherfuckers, I don't like the way this motherfucker's over my shoulder when I'm up here trying to learn from my position coach, and this motherfucker come in and contradicts him with the way he says he needs it done. Nigga, you ain't no motherfucking offensive line coach. You ain't no motherfucking running back coach. How the fuck you gonna tell the position coaches do it this way? And you never had any experience in that shit. I bet you they confronted him on that shit and his asshole clenched up and he got ulcers. you know what I mean? But on some real shit. AP is bringing the fun back to this group. That's why they're out there loose. You want these guys to be loose and play loose. Play free. Like you enjoy this shit. Get a big play and celebrate with your teammates. Hey, Mahomes in trouble this year. But you know what? Let me continue on before I know I went off kilter, but I get excited because I understand what they're building. It's all about the players got to be able to grasp the concept and perfect it. But it's going to happen. Might not happen in week 1 or week 2. But I'm telling you, the way they pay attention and they love this game, they're going to get it. They're going to make themselves get it. You know what I mean? They're the offensive version of Max Crosby. You don't go draft players that you feel ain't going to get it. Ain't going to give you the effort. Ain't gonna put in the work. You don't go draft those guys. You draft guys that love the game so much. Coach, whatever you ask me to do, I fucking got your back. And then the coach in return, well, you got my back, I got your motherfucking back. That's what this team is being built on. Realness. A lot of people, oh, he's vulgar. He's using cuss words. But I'm being fucking real because that's who I am. That's what this team is doing. So let's continue on with the breakdown, and we're going to get into more. There's more. Hey, I'm going to break this shit down to y'all so y'all understand, and you be like, you know what? Lunatic is right. He might be light-skinned and can't see shit, but that motherfucker right. He's breaking this shit down where it's like, I'm getting excited now. My nipples is hard now, and I'm about to get an erection. But before that, hey, allegedly get an erection. Let's continue on. All right, so now we're gonna get into Hondo breaking down the importance of the offensive line developing timing with. I told y'all this, timing with each other. So let's go ahead and continue forward for first down with the content, bitch.
Timing is huge. This is why the OTAs and mini camps where I told you can't judge because of pads, but you could work on timing, installation over evaluation. This is why right now that is so vitally important. In those first few weeks of training camp, and even that first preseason, they're not going to show a lot, but you need, especially training camp, there's going to be a lot of work on timing. I would not be shocked, and I'm making no excuses, if the first couple games you look at the offensive line and say, oh, that didn't look great, because this is a whole new concept for them, and it's a whole new ideal. But when this Raiders offense gets the timing, and that's why taking away, it's not the old schedule in training camp with the amount of practices. You don't have the same amount of preseason games. That's why, quite frankly, the NFL looks a little bit ugly early in the season.
And I told y'all this weeks before. That's my concern with AOC being back there, because once this offensive line gets it and does what it is they do together, AOC gonna be okay. Now, there's some things in this offense, and I told y'all this, that my main concern with AOC is gonna limit your play calling. the play calling that you're going to use, because in this kind of offense, there's situations where you want the quarterback to make the decision to tuck the ball and run in certain scenarios. But I don't want AOC in that kind of situation. But in order for him to be able to succeed without doing that, it depends heavily on the offensive line getting it, getting the timing, getting the cohesiveness, getting the camaraderie with each other, and moving as a unit as one. And I say up to 4 games, first quarter is going to take that for them to bump their heads and learn to duck when they go through the doorway. Burn their hand and learn that the fucking stove is hot. That's just the process that humans got to go through. Trial by error. Trial and error. You try it, you fuck up, you learn not to do it again. But how fast can they comprehend it and implement that in what they're trying to learn that quick? That's the first few games is my fear of Aiden O'Connell, because that's the situation you want a mobile quarterback who can extend plays with their legs while you wait for the offensive line to finally get it. That's why I've been saying I'm not hating on AOC. I'm knowing AOC has aspects of his game that's better than Minshew and vice versa. Nobody's perfect. Minshew's bringing experience and mobility. AOC, comprehension and motherfucking what you call it? Fuck, here I go. Damn, hold on. What I was getting ready to say. He's bringing comprehension of the offense as well as being the accuracy. So with a quarterback like AOC, it is very important that this offensive line protect him and keep him standing upright. But there's going to be some bumps along the way. There's going to be missed assignments where guys going to blitz in and get his ass. You know what I mean? But he's going to understand, because he's been through it last year, where like when Khalil Mack did what he did to him against the first time he faced the Chargers. But he didn't lose face. He kept going. It came down to the last play of the game to try to tie up the game, but he threw an interception. But I seen the play call, and I seen exactly what they were expecting to happen, but it didn't happen. That wasn't a bad play call. It's just you had a smarter defender in that situation, because I understood the play and what they were trying to run. Like, damn, that would have worked if the wide receiver would have rubbed the defender and he didn't jump the play like he did and get that interception. But he still, AOC had us in the game. Now, there's things in this offense that would want a quarterback to use his leg and roll out and keep the ball and run. I would not ask AOC to do. It's not that there's no plays that we can't call that suits Aiden O'Connell's strengths, but at the same time, his weaknesses is going to take plays out the playbook. We can't run him like you would run a mobile quarterback in certain situations. We're about to get into it. You're going to see what I mean by having a quarterback that can run. That's why Getsy and them says they would love to have a quarterback that can do it all, that can be mobile, use his legs as well as throw. And I'm going to break it down to you. But you still can operate AOC out of this offense and still get positive gainage and yardage in the play calling. You just got to make sure that your offensive line is on point, bro. That's why I said the offensive line is number one concern in this offense. But once they get it, it's a wrap. Ain't no team fucking with this offense, and the defense is going to make sure you ain't throwing more than 14 up on the board. I said that shit. Let's continue on. Okay, so now we're going to get into the wide zone offense example. They're going to give you an example of how the wide zone offense is to be run, and this is going to show you exactly what I mean by having a mobile quarterback that can tuck the ball and run in certain situations. So let's continue on with the content, shall we? Go Raiders!
The running back's going to be on a path to the tight end's inside leg. And he has 3 steps, and then he's going to decide if he's either going to cut it up vertically or if he's going to stay on that path and continue to look for than the first vertical lane he can find. When defenses over adjust to stop wide zone, then they can hit them with the PA boot play, which has the same exact look initially, but then the quarterback keeps it and can boot out, either setting back up to make the pass or just tucking it and running it if that is what they give them as a final option.
So see, like he said there's going to be times where, like I said, either the running back has to make the decision on what the blocking is what's happening with the blocking, or if they do play action and the quarterback keeps it, either he can keep it and bootleg or he can tuck it and run. I do not want AOC in that situation. That's why I said your playbook is going to become limited with a quarterback that's not mobile like that. He might be mobile to extend plays, but he's not mobile enough to tuck it and run. You know what I mean? I'm fearful of that because he does not do that. Himself, out of his own mouth, says he is an old school quarterback. He rather sits in the pocket and make throws. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same way that you would take a mobile quarterback and put him positions to run if nothing's there, do the same thing opposite as far as with a pocket passer and make sure he don't run. Because can you imagine AOC tucking the ball and then trying to run? If that's what if that's what his blocking is showing him to do, that's why I said it's going to limit your playbook. AOC ain't to tuck it and type and run. Not with a 4.9 fucking 640. You know what I mean? That's damn near 5.0 40. That's lineman's speed. And the lineman you're going up with probably might be faster than that. So all they got to do is get the right angle on you, sack, hopefully no strip fumble. You know, that's the kind of shit I'm worried about. But you still can run the offense. You just got to take that part out of the play call. We don't want AOC to have to tuck it and run if that's the decision he makes. If he makes that decision. That's what I'm fearful of. But you still can make the play call and get around it. Like, we're going to avoid that. But that's why I said somebody like AOC is going to limit your play calling. It's not a coincidence that the other quarterbacks on this team are all mobile and AOC is not in that category with them. Whether it's Brown, Minshew, or even the son of old boy, the defensive dude, son, that even though I don't think he's gonna make the team, but when you got Anthony Brown, Minshew, and you got fucking AOC is not gonna be able to do what Brown and Minshew can. In situations like this, where you got to make the read and be like, I can keep the ball and bootleg it, or I can keep the ball and tuck it and run. I don't want AOC in that predicament. He's not built for that. Don't make these quarterbacks do what they're not good at doing. It's not their strength. That's stupid. It's like being in basketball. If a motherfucker can't shoot the three, why the fuck am I going to ask him to shoot the three? Plain and simple. If he's not a good defender, why am I going to have him guard the best offensive playmaker? I mean, it's common sense. It reminds me of back when I'm going to tell you, Terrell Pryor. They used to ask him, the media used to ask him, well, why didn't you work on your throwing at Ohio State? And you know what he told them? They never worked with me on my throwing at Ohio State. You know why? His gift was his curse. He was so mobile that they utilized that in their play calling most of the time. Remember that time he ran, 90-something yards against Pittsburgh for the Raiders? Yeah, because he worked on running. The Ohio State worked on him on doing that kind of play call because that was his strong suit. He wasn't the greatest and accurate ass passer. That's why he went from quarterback to tight end. Or was a wide receiver, one of the two. But his strength was not sitting in the pocket and making throws. But why would you expect somebody who's not mobile to try to put him in a position of trying to be mobile? That don't make sense to me. You gear your offense around the strengths of the players you have, and that's including your quarterbacks and whatnot. You don't make a quarterback do something he's not good at doing. What's the success rate? You got a non-mobile quarterback that's not fast, but you want him to do RPOs and do quarterback not sneaks, but do fucking bootlegs and shit, and he's not fast enough to get away from the defenders. Why would you do that to him? That's why I said AOC's strength, being in the pocket and throwing. So what you got to do is hope that this offensive line gets it quickly to keep him clean and upright to allow him to do such. That's it. That's it. I'm not knocking the dude. Like I said, I come on. There's a lot of things that we can and can't do. Don't force these players to do what they can't, because you're going to get a bad result. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hold on. Let me shout y'all out real quick before we continue on. You feel me? Shout out to all y'all. Willie Wayne in the building, man. Salute to you. Bradley. Hey, thank you, Willie Wayne. Yeah, Bradley's son. I think Anthony Brown gonna beat him out just because of his experience and him being a starter due to the injuries to the starters on Baltimore. So that's I say that's the asset that he brings to the table. He said we should have a running back play quarterback. You know what's crazy about that? My 2 cents. That's what Cadillac Williams did in the Wildcat. You know what? Hey, don't be surprised if you see some plays. And I never seen him if he ever can throw. But Laube, what if Laube has an arm? You can, boy, the Wildcat with him. Hey, you got a guy that can run. Hey, Cadillac Williams ran the Wildcat. Don't y'all forget that shit. He said, so we can hear stop, because this is the kind of offense. See, the mobile quarterback allows you to add more to what you can do in the offense. It's not that AOC can't do what they can give him, but if I was an offensive coordinator, and that's why if you listen to them, and they not only did Getsy say it, but so did Telesco. They would love to have a quarterback that can, quote unquote, do it all. Use his legs as well as throw. And I mean, come on, who wouldn't want that? You feel me? Who would not want that? We the people, what it do, man? Salute to you, man. Thank you for pulling up. But what offensive coordinator would not want a quarterback that can do it? Do you know what I can do with a quarterback that's why Jayden Daniels was so important, that and it's not that we did not try to move up. It's the fact that nobody in the top 3 wanted to trade down. That's why we didn't get Jayden Daniels. Can you imagine Jayden Daniels in this offense after what I just showed y'all? Imagine Jayden Daniels, what he brings to this fucking type of offense if we had a quarterback that can run like he runs and can throw the ball like he throws. If the defense, whatever our offensive line dictates is what he can do, just imagine in a situation where the quarterback can tuck it and run. I guarantee you this motherfucker might take it to the house. No wonder Jayden Daniels was #1 target. We tried to move up from what I heard. The fact is nobody in the top 3 wanted to trade out of that shit. They didn't want to trade out. So it didn't matter. Even if we offered them the house, nope, we don't want it. Keep that shit. We drafting who we drafting. That's exactly what I heard happen. Exactly what I heard happen. We wanted Jayden Daniels, but no team was willing to give up shit to get, bro. Why I'm going to give you Jayden Daniels and I want him too if he's there. If our guy ain't there and he's there, I'm taking him, because I'm looking at what you call it, that's with the Commanders. Like, okay, I see now, bro. The kind of offense you want to run, to have a quarterback like him in that makes your offense dynamic. And that's with us. If we had him in this offense, dynamic. I pretty much would say unstoppable. Unstoppable if you had a Jayden Daniels in this wide zone blocking ass fucking offense. I'm telling you. just what you, it just opens up your playbook. Bro, I can run this play with them. I can run that play with them. It's pretty much, I can do what the fuck I want. You know what I mean? Not that I can't be successful with a quarterback like AOC that allows me to only do so much, but that so much I do with AC, I'm kicking your ass with that too. But I see their vision. I see the vision. You know what I mean? So it is, bruh, I see what they wanted to do with Jaden, with Jaden Daniels. You feel me? All right, we're gonna continue on. Now, for those who don't know who Gary Kubiak is a former player in the NFL, played with the Denver Donkeys, became a coach. His philosophy was using the wide zone blocking offense, and we're going to get into what it is in his play calling that he stuck to when it came to this offensive scheme, and give you a kind of idea, and it makes sense when you see the breakdown. You'll be like, oh, Bowers makes sense in that. Oh, Zamir makes sense in that. It makes sense. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. This is the Gary Kubiak offensive playbook, which is a wide zone blocking scheme. Not saying that we're going to duplicate it. Might be variations of it depending on what Getsy wants to add to it and take away. But the concept of what you can do in it and how Gary Kubiak approached it, I think when he was with the Texans or something, this is what he scoped as far as the scripted plays, what you want in this kind of offense. And I'm telling you, you look at this shit and you like looking at our players that we got instead of the players he had, is like, bruh, this could be a dynamic ass offense. This might be the year that finally our offense catches up with the defense. So without me keep running my motherfucking mouth, let's get into the content, shall we? This is the Gary Kubiak's playbook of the wide zone blocking scheme offense. Let's get it.
The playbook is based on the 2012 Texans era. That's the Arian Foster era. A lot of 12 personnel and I form and single back. So you'd have your tight end 2 at fullback, so you can switch back and forth. Gary scripted the first 15 plays of each half. Run game was primarily wide zone, tight zone duo, and shotgun was mostly reserved for passing downs.
So that's the breakdown. 12 personnel, we know that. I formation with the run game, I can see that happening. You know what I mean? The duo at running back, I know we got Madison, but bruh, that might start off that way, but I think it might evolve into Zeus and Labe, because Labe, you can do so much with him in this offense, bruh. There's so many uses you can use Dylan Labe in this offense. He don't have to be McCaffrey, but he can play the role, because even though the Niners offense is similar to this, it's not exactly mimicked. You feel me? So Labe in this, just imagine the way that I broke down the offense to you and using the Hondo and then the schematics of it. You're looking at it like, okay, but we're not done yet. I got one more piece of info to show you. I'm going to show you exactly the breakdown of a wide zone blocking scheme with teams out there on the field, so you can see and understand that, yes, that offensive line must learn each other and move as one, because that's what's going to be required. So Labe is going to, this is what I'm going to say. The season probably start off with Zeus number 1, Madison number 2. Madison played in this offense with the Vikings running this zone, the wide zone blocking scheme. So he knows exactly it's on the decision of the running back, depending on the blocks of the offensive line. So with that being said, now I understand why Madison is here as a number 2. But as time goes on and the development still continues, Dylan Labe, I feel, gives you more in this play calling. Like I said with the quarterback shit, you would want a quarterback that can do it all. Labe can do it all at running back. That would, and so can Zamir. Zamir can catch out of the backfield. You can implement him in the passing game. You know what I mean? But his downhill running, and as long as he makes the right decision, he'll have some big runs this year for the silver and black. So with that being said, man, I think Lobby, over time this season, I think will um overtake the running back 2 spot, and it'll be Zeus and Lobby this season as your 1-2. Just because you can utilize Lobby in many different ways, like you can do Bowers. Bowers is that one X factor on offense that, bro, that's a tight end we can just put anywhere. Lobby is a running back you can put damn near anywhere. You know what I mean? And that gives a whole lot of problems to defenses to face to try to say, okay, where Lobby at? Where is Bowers out here? Where's the Devontae? Where's Jacoby Myers? There's a Michael Mayer. There's a lot that defense is gonna have to. Okay, you got Devontae, check. Where's Jacoby? He's over there. Check. Where's Lobby? In the backfield. Check. Where's fucking Bowers? Oh, he's check. Hey, bro, there's a lot of check. Hey, there's so many checks on that It looks like a Christmas list. I got my PlayStation 5 check, my condoms check, KY jelly check, my got 3000 check. You know, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of shit you're gonna have to check off that list until you think you got it right. But there's always gonna be one brain fart that the defense does, and you're gonna lose track of somebody. Touchdown Raiders! You feel me? That's what's gonna happen. All right, so now let's move on forward. The last part of the show, we're getting to the end of it. I know we were going long, 12 minutes, but this is a good ass show. I told y'all it was gonna be bomb and shit. Now we're gonna actually see exactly what a wide zone offense looks like, what the players are expected to do, and there's going to be a breakdown and explanation of what the jobs of each one is supposed to do. And I'm telling you, follow along and just imagine our players in that circumstance, and you're going to be like, hey, this offense has potential of being top tier in the NFL. I told y'all that shit. So without further delay, man, we're going to get into it. Let me get my shit right, bro. Yeah, buddy. Let's do this shit. Hold on. Let me I want to make sure we got this shit right, bro. I'm telling you, they break this shit down so smooth. Like I'm digging it. Let me see this. Okay, here we go. We're gonna rock and roll with this shit. All right. So now I hope y'all following along. This is gonna be the breakdown of the wide zone blocking scheme, and you're gonna see exactly what it is each individually in this offense is expected to do and why it's so important this offensive line gets it early. I know it's not gonna happen 1 or 2 games like I predicted 4, but hopefully sooner than that. Because once they figure this shit out, maybe they come out the gate and can catch it quick. There's a lot of smart guys on this offensive line. They're not dummies. They're not dumb. The comprehension that these guys bring to the table is exactly what we need to come out the gate and learn as you go, but make the corrections as you go as well. So without further delay, man, let's go ahead and dive into the content. You bitch you.
The first thing I'm going to go over is the flexibility that it gives running backs in general. At the beginning of the play, the running back's going to angle himself towards the backside of the left tackle. And as he comes up to the ball, he's going to have 3 different based on the leverage of his offensive lineman and the defense. The first option is going to be bouncing it to the outside. If the leverage is inside and he can get that edge, he's going to bounce to the outside and get as many yards as possible. The second option is going to be cutting inside. So he's going to cut inside really towards the C and the B gap, and then he's going to decide based on where daylight is, based on where the hole is, where he's going to go. The last and third option is going to be the backside option. He's going to have the ability to go ahead and make a jump cut towards the backside of the ball if the leverage of the defense has been pushed all the way to the outside. And the flexibility really is key here. The flexibility the running back has within the scheme itself to go ahead and make a play and get as many yards as possible. The next thing I really want to go over is
Okay, now
the
watch out the
responsibilities of the
offensive line.
offensive line.
Let's go.
And in this zone blocking scheme, there's a lot of choices and flexibility that the offensive line has, but the goal is really to create space for the running back. At the start of the play, all the players on the line, so the linemen and the tight ends, are going to take a step towards the run side of the play. After they take this first step, if there's a player directly in front of them, that's their responsibility. And you're going to have a couple different options when you go to block the player. You can either seal them off, so you can push them towards the opposite side of the run play, or you can push them towards the run play. And the goal is really, like I said, to create as much space as possible. If there's no players in front, there's also a couple options as well. You can immediately climb to the second level and block a safety or a linebacker, or you can double. And who you double is really going to be based off of feel and if one of your teammates got beat to either side of you. There's also going to be the option of, doing a combination of both. So going ahead and double teaming, then, securing the block, passing it off to your teammate, and climbing to the second level to go ahead and make another block. The choices that the offensive lineman and the tight ends.
Now, see, in this zone blocking scheme, there's times where you're going to pass it off to your teammate. What if your teammate makes the mistake and don't pick it up? That's what worries me with AOC back there not being mobile. You're allowing a defensive lineman to slip past and get straight back there in the backfield. That's why I said the growing pains must be short and limited, and hopefully we can get over it within the first 2 games. If not, you're going to take 3 games, 4 games, or however long it's going to take. And don't forget, we do have a rookie at left guard as well as 2 new starters on the right side. So you got a reshuffled line that you're going to hope can finally figure it out and get that cohesiveness early to prevent errors and mistakes from happening that can affect the outcome of these games. For real.
Make when it comes to blocking are really going to affect how the play develops. But the play has a chance to be effective no matter what, based on how the running back reads it. I'm going to show you a handful of plays that show you how the wide zone is going to be run differently based on the defense that you see and how the lineman and tight end decide to block the play. To start off with, let's look at how the play is blocked and how that affects the
offensive line must
the left tackle, left guard, and right guard are all going to have responsibilities.
They all got to do it.
They're all going to have someone directly in front of them to block. But the center, the right tackle, and the tight end all are going to have a choice. So you're going to see, based on the Dallas defense shifting to the right, the left tackle throwing his assignment as far as he can towards the run play side. And then the center is going to double, and the right tackle is going to double these defensive tackles as well. The tight end doesn't really have to be concerned about this end. All he really has to do is push him wide, make sure he goes wide enough that he can't really affect the play. Once he successfully pushed that defensive end to the outside, then he can go ahead and climb to the next level. The important thing that I want you to know is that whenever these linemen or tight end are making a double team in this zone scheme, they have the ability to pass that block off and climb to the second level once that block's secured. So whenever one of the players feels like, hey, this block is secured, my teammate has this player, let me go ahead. They can say, let me go ahead and climb to the next level and try to make another block. So, my running back has as many lanes as possible. And you're going to see that exact thing happen here. The left guard and the right guard are going to be able to pass their blocks off and make it to another player in the second
run game.
And that's really going to allow Nick Chubb to cut up field and a huge gain on the play. The right guard is able to get just enough of Jalen
Imagine Zamir at a 4.440
to give Nick Chubb the space he needs.
Seeing
this play is going to have the same result as the last play, but I want you to look at this clip because it really shows you the differences and the choices that the offensive lineman can make in this zone blocking blocking scheme.
Look at that shit.
And those
Zamir's
choices are
gonna get
really
him
going to be
some yards,
influenced by the
man.
defense and what the defense do post and pre-snap. So in this play, you're going to see the Steelers have the two linemen lined up really
He's going
close
up against the
inside,
Steelers defense
to the
that's
right
been
of the center.
solid through
That's
for
going to
years.
make
You know what I
the
mean?
right guard and the right tackle have these two players. And at the same time, you're going to see this other defensive lineman take a huge step inside. And that's going to allow the center to make a really good seal-off block. But what's important is the left guard is going to have the ability to climb immediately.
See, the left guard
Just
going
like
to
the
the second
last
left,
play, the left tackle
get
gets
it
a
on the
really good
linebacker.
push on his man
Now watch
way
the options
outside
that
towards the
open up
run
for the
play
running
side.
back.
And you combine that with an amazing seal-off block by the center and that left guard climbing to the second level. It opens a huge
Look at that shit.
hole for
Zamir
Nick
just
Chubb
got to
to
pick the
run
right
straight
lane to
through
run
for a
in.
big gain.
We
This
we
next
got
play is going to be
opportunities for
very
big
similar to the
plays.
last
Now,
play,
this is
but
what
the
Minnesota
choice the
likes.
running back makes is completely different due to one part of the play. So you're going to see double
Don't
teams on
forget,
these defensive tackles
Madison came
again.
out of this
But what's different is
offense.
what the left tackle does. Unlike the last clip where the left tackle of the Browns got a huge push to the run play side, this left tackle doesn't get that. And Dalvin Cook trusts burst in his eyes. He sticks his
You have to
foot in
make
the
the right
ground,
choice.
cuts to the outside, and almost scores a touchdown. The last thing we're going to cover is the very last option that the running back has in the wide zone, and that's the option to cut back. The Bears defense in this play overcuts to the outside. A lot of that's due to the fullback, with an extra
Yeah, this
blocker
offense
committed
could
to
be something
blocking for the run
beautiful.
game.
Once they
Bears
once
have
they
to
get
commit
it,
more players to the
and if
outside.
muscle memory, it's a
And
wrap.
with the
But
two
our
wide
defense
receivers
missed
lined up way
this
off the line
offense. Oh, they in
outside the
trouble.
hashes, it
They in
creates a
trouble.
really good cutback lane for Dalvin Cook.
And that's it right there, man. I'm telling you, the potential is ridiculous. The potential of this offense is ridiculous. They just got to develop the cohesiveness and bond to go ahead and run it as a one-man unit. You feel? And what I mean by that is they got to move as one. You know what I mean? It's not individual. Individuals bring it to the table. The team moves it off the table. And that's exactly what we got to look at. Greg Lira, what's the deal, man? 6 weeks and 3 days until week 1. Let's go. Let's go. Graham Cam, what it do, man? Joshua Kitchen is now. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if this offense is top tier when it comes to the run game, because what it comes down to is, can the running back make the right decision to go and hit the right lane, the right hole, depending on the block of the offensive line? You feel me? Hey, bruh, I'm juice. And I gotta pee like a motherfucker right now, but I'm fucking with y'all. So I'm about to get off here though. But that's it right now, man. The breakdown. I hope I gave y'all good information and y'all see the potential of this offense, regardless if it's AOC or regardless if it's Minshew. I think it comes down to the run game to dictate to defenses to either choose your poison, stack the box, stop the run, and get your ass ate up in the air by Aiden that's with the accurate passing, or try to stop the accurate passing and allow the running back just run all down your throat. Skeet, 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 motherfucker. Skeet, skeet, skeet. Now let me quit. Shout out to the Yin Yang twins. You feel me? But yeah, man, it's a lot of shit that's incorporated in this offense. But once they figure it out and get it right, this team could be something else, y'all. If this offense gets top 10 and this defense, any defense and offense, if it's anywhere in the top 10, it's a wrap. Because not a lot of teams are going to have both sides of the ball in the top 10. Facts. You feel me? But the Raiders, they have the potential, they have the pieces, they have the scheme. It's all about timing now. How long does it take for them to get it down and to get it right to go ahead and make noise in the NFL? But I tell you what, and I told y'all this before, if you fuck around and let the Raiders get their foot in the door to make the playoffs, they're turning up times 10. They're not just going to be happy to get into the playoff. No, I'm with Max Crosby. He's not going to allow it. Devontae Adams, he's not going to allow it. If they get their foot into the playoffs, they're turning it up plus 10. Everything you see for the first, 18 weeks, 17 games to get us into the playoffs? Oh, that's 10 times. That's going to be 10 times in the playoffs easy. Like, damn, they playing harder now because they hungry. These Wilkins came here for a reason, not for a paycheck. He came here for a reason. Max Crosby is continuously trying to develop his game to be the best ever to do it. And this is just the next step in that motherfucking process to be the greatest ever. And then you rub off on these young dudes that got some potential. Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson. I'm telling you this now, and I told y'all this. Offensively, it comes down to how fast this offensive line figure it out. If they figure it out and they put together a unit that just like moving like Marines, you know me, just in a fucking group, just left, right, left, 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 right, left, and they're in unison. Y'all motherfuckers in the NFL is in trouble. I said that shit. Lunatic Writer says if they figure it out quickly and it don't take them a long time to get that camaraderie and that unison and that cohesiveness and everything that makes a move as one, if it don't take that long and they smart enough, which that's what we went out and got, smart guys. If they catch it quick, y'all motherfuckers in trouble. I know what our defense gonna do. Y'all, and then, y'all tune in Friday. What the fuck Friday is going down? We got a lot of bullshit and hating ass shit being said and spewed out on the internet about the Raiders and them taking Wilkins and giving him that money like it's they're regretting it now. No, we regret the fact that your mother gave birth to your bitch ass. That's what we regret. We regret your daddy didn't pull out and your mama didn't swallow. That's what we regret. You writing these bullshit ass narrative ass stories to get motherfuckers to click on your shit just to get clicks. Well, you know what? I wish your mom had her clip removed. So she wouldn't have made your daddy come. Yes. Lunatic is in this bitch, and I'm telling it like it is. You who wrote that story, Friday we gonna discuss it. Y'all pull up Friday, man, on what the fuck Friday. We're gonna discuss all this bullshit, hating these little articles, and yeah, I'm gonna say shit that other motherfuckers are scared to say, cause that's who the fuck I am. Yeah, that little bullshit. Your daddy should have pulled out, and your mama should have swallowed. Facts. But we're gonna address you Friday. Tomorrow is Thursday. We're gonna continue on forward with Raider Sunrise Live with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that pulled up this morning. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like. It don't cost shit. Oh, and once again, let me promote this shit again, bro, because I'm putting something together real special. I got some other shit in the works, but it's the home opener pool party September 21st at the Paris, Las Vegas. Let's go.
Live Saturday, September 21st, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's the first annual Raiders Allegiance pool party at the Paris, Las Vegas. It is free to enter, and all ages are welcome. Come kick off the home opener right with your host, Lunatic Raider. It is sponsored by Raider Vision, your all-in-one social media platform for Las Vegas Raiders fans and content creators. Join the community, share your thoughts, and stay updated with the latest Raiders news and rumors. Go Raiders!
Let's go. So with that being said, man, I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. This has been an episode of Raider Sunrise Live. I hope y'all enjoyed the breakdown to understand the potential of this deadly offense. Hey, what I want you guys to do in the comments of this video, let's give this offense a nickname. Let's give it a nickname that this damn offense can live up to and go out there and apply pressure to any of those who wants to oppose what we bring into their ass. You feel me? So with that being said, man, I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. You have been watching Raider Sunrise Live. Hey, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning, same Raider time, same Raider channel, right here on Raiders Allegiance. If you're basketball fans, the round 1 of the draft happens at 4:00 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN. Watch your favorite basketball team, select the player, make them sure that they be number 1 overall in the draft next year, because the Blazers got this shit at 7-14. Yes, indeed. Now, I'm fucking with y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all hump day. Be safe. Make it back home to your loved ones, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys here tomorrow. I'm Lunatic Raider, and like I always say about this time, I'm out this bitch. Ha ha!